Well, hey friend, welcome back to the Goalpreneur podcast. I'm your host, Courtney Spaeth, and you probably have noticed there was a little bit of a hiatus in my episodes. Been doing a lot of traveling, but now I'm back. So this is a show where we keep it real about starting and growing your online business without the hustle, without the confusion, and certainly without perfectionism. We're not perfect. Okay. So let's get that off the table right now. I'm here to help everyday women just like you go from totally lost online to actually launching your very first product. Okay. Sounds super easy, right? Yeah, it should be. So you can finally have that OMG moment of, wait, somebody just bought something that I made. How cool is that? So grab your coffee, pull up a chair, and let's dive right in. So we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, the online business room. It's the whole idea that you have to pick a niche before you start. Okay. That's just completely false. Every expert, every guru will tell you this, but it's not made for everybody. So I can't tell you how many women get stuck right here at this point. They think they have to have everything figured out. They have to have a niche. They have to have the exact roadmap that they're going to follow. They have to have a year's worth of content planned out. And that's just untrue. Okay. I might get some hate for that one, might get some flack, but that's okay. I've been known to not follow the masses. I've been known to be a little bit of a rebel, think outside the box and go against the grain. Sometimes I do make things a little bit more difficult than what they have to be, but that's okay. It's just how my mind works. I need to figure things out for myself. Somebody says, don't do this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try it. I'm going to figure it out. And I've done that in the past. And now I've learned, okay, reel it in, dial it back. If somebody says, like a business coach or a mentor that I have, if they say, Court, that's a really bad idea, don't do that. I'm going to take that more to heart, but I'm going to tweak it a little bit. So it feels like maybe you're standing in the cereal aisle or line at the grocery store, kind of looking around and you're just overwhelmed because there's just like so many options. It can be very paralyzing. I, for one, am not one to do well with a ton of options. Like my husband will say, Court, where do you want to go for dinner? Do you want this, and that? What do you feel like? Do you feel like this? Do you feel like that? And I'm like, my mind's starting to get all frazzled now because there's too many options. I can't deal with that. Give me two, maybe three options, or trust me when I say I'm not in the mood for anything. You pick and I'll be good with it. So don't get stuck in that paralysis mode because you don't have everything figured out and you're trying to do everything all at once. It's a bad way to do business. And you might be just scared of picking the wrong one, picking the wrong pathway to venture down. So the truth is, I'm inhaling my hair. The truth is, you don't need a niche to start. You need a buyer. Okay. So identifying exactly who your ideal audience is part of the key. It's part of the puzzle, the bigger picture. So getting that piece figured out first before you even start, it's going to help direct your products, your courses, your workshops, your webinars, who you want to work with, your coaching clients. If you're a coach, it's going to help direct you in that path. It's going to be like your North Star. So if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes, making sure I don't forget anything. One thing in my notes, I did write down an example. It's, if you think about it like this, if your neighbor says, my kids never eat the dinner that I make, and you happen to have a system that worked for your picky eater, okay, that's not a niche. That's a problem that you can solve. So you just solved a problem, but that's not your niche. So instead of waiting for the perfect niche or sub niche or market, just listen for the problems. It's going to help guide your path. And it's a lot easier doing it that way too. So problems are where products live. So this is why a lot of beginners get stuck. I was stuck in that for a long time. I hate to admit it, but I was. They're waiting to get it perfect on paper. Again, totally guilty, waiting to get it perfect on paper when in reality, clarity comes after you take action. Okay, so I'm gonna say that again. So many beginners get stuck because they're waiting to get everything perfect. But clarity comes from taking action. So here's my encouragement for you. Don't stress about labeling yourself. Okay, that can come later on. Listen to the problems. Listen to what people are asking your help with. Listen to the problems people are talking about. If you're in Facebook groups or if you're reading online articles and you're reading the comments section, listen to and look for the questions people are asking. If you have any skill or expertise or experience with any of that, that's your product. Okay, so take the hints from and start developing something amazing that's going to get somebody from point A to point B in as few steps as possible. I do sound like a broken record sometimes when I talk about that, but it's completely true. So don't stress about labeling yourself, and then write down 3 problems that you have solved for yourself or somebody that you know. Now, if you're like, Court, I don't know. Like I don't get asked anything. That's okay. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And they're now looking at you and saying, "Who? Okay. Well, I have this problem, that problem, and this problem. How can I overcome this?" And then go from there. Otherwise, just start doing a brain dump of all of your skills, all of your knowledge, challenges that you've overcome, any hacks that you have, or that you do very well. If you're great in the kitchen and you've cut down, the cooking a week's worth of meals sounds completely daunting and overwhelming. I mean, that sounds overwhelming for me. But if you the listener, if you have figured out a way to cut down kitchen time to maybe an hour and you can plan an entire week's worth of meals in that hour, you bet people are going to want that. Nobody wants to be spending all day in the kitchen or every night in the kitchen. That takes away from precious family time and other things that they could be doing. So if you figured out a way to cut down kitchen time and plan a week's worth of meals, that's absolutely amazing. There's your product. There's your checklist. There's your guide. There's your PDF or an ebook or a course or a workshop. Okay, I'm just tossing out a lot of ideas here. So that is your starting point. So, all right. I feel like I just ran out of breath. I know I was breathing that entire time, but it doesn't feel like it. So I want to thank you for hanging out with me on the Goalpreneur podcast. If you liked this episode, I would love it if you could subscribe and follow along. Make sure to leave a comment, leave something. But if this episode gave you the clarity and confidence to take your next steps, or it was like a couple light bulbs started to go off in your head, this is your OMG moment. This is like the kick in the pants that you need to get going on the next step. So if you love the episode, make sure to connect with me on Instagram. It's I am Courtney Spaeth. And then I also have YouTube. So this episode will automatically upload to YouTube. So if you want to see the video, if you like YouTube, if you spend time on YouTube, it's Courtney-Spaeth. And last name is Spaeth. Just look in the show notes. I'll spell everything out for you and link it as well. And then also come hang out on my website for more tools and resources. It's CourtneySpaeth.com. Remember, you don't have to have it figured out. You just need to get started. You need to listen to what other people are asking you about or asking questions about. So listen up. You just need to start. So I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.